So I gotta say, again, Sandy Judea, May 11th. Watch around May 11th. That's the big date. That's gonna let me know what the outlook for markets are going, fixing to be basically, and that's the more important date than the March date he gave, March 13th or whatever it was, or 23rd or something. And the date came, and Dow Jones a little down. I've mentioned next day, but bad news, bad news, bad news. There's quite a bit of bad news, but markets, of course, just shrug it off. We don't have nothing to take us down. Nothing gonna take us down. Oh no. Got to keep on climbing, baby. We're the Dow. We're the markets. We just got to keep going. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, markets down heavily across the board, all kinds of things. Strangely enough, gold was up almost $30 or 20 something, 25, $30. I don't know where it even ended at. Silver was like, strangely enough, didn't really move. It just kind of stood there. It's almost $17 again, by the way. But nonetheless, markets tanking, debt's tanking, banks are tanking, metals, gold up, silver, flat. Interesting. But Sandy Judea, what did he say? May 11th. I realized as I'm doing this video, it's the 17th. So that's 6 days later, okay? 6 days later from the time frame he gave. And, again, it's at night. I'm doing this in the evening, the day before you see this, as I usually do. And what made the bank stocks crumble, the stock markets crumble, and I'm talking about Eurozone, Asian, and the U.S. Speaking of which, now that the Asian markets are open, 17 hours ago, here we go, Money CNN. What do we got, CNN? Down, 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 and more down. Not massive numbers, but the Nikkei is down 274 points, 1.38%. Australia down 1.28%. Shanghai down. Hang Seng down. Taiwan down. Down, down, baby. So I took a screenshot earlier, but and I'll get to that in a minute. But what does CNBC have to say about this? What caused the markets, and everything, global markets essentially, bank stocks, all the major indices, all of them to go down? What happened? What the hell happened? We have bad news, markets rally. No news, markets rally. Good news, markets rally. What caused the Dow Jones to shed 370 points today? My goodness, what happened? Stocks close lower and wipe out monthly gains on Trump fears. Oh, it was Trump fears. The market, I forgot the market was alive. It's a person. It's a living, breathing entity. It likes everything. Pumps up on everything. Bad news, no news, and good news, it goes up. But if this is bad news or Trump fears, then why isn't the market rallying 370 points? Because they're trying to get the psyche to associate anything bad with Donald Trump, bring the markets down. With the name brand Trump, we bring the markets down. He had a good run when he became president. Markets rally, 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 rally. December, January, February, rally, rally, rally. Trump train, baby. Now the Trump trade is over. But let's really see what possibly could have happened today. U.S. equities closed sharply lower on Wednesday as investors fretted. They fretted over the latest news coming out of Washington. Listen, if the markets were going to fret, do you know how much garbage news comes out of Washington? Horrible news, daily, weekly. It's a cesspool. It's a swamp. Like he said, it's a cesspool swamp. It is a swamp full of pee and poop. Cesspool. Market rallies normally. It rallies on that garbage. So again, this is right up in there. This is big deal. Why isn't it rallying? This is clearly Washington driven, said Michael Shaul, chairman and CEO of Market Field Asset Management. It is a lot like 1998 to 1999 when the market had to deal with the Monica Lewinsky scandal. So are you, what's his name again? Michael Shaul. Listen, Mr. Shaul. Wasn't right after that tech bubble burst? Immediately after the dates you just gave, 99 and 98 to 99, then we had tech bubble burst, stock market crash, etc. The tech bubble bursting did that. But notice he doesn't say that. He doesn't say, oh, it was the tech bubble burst. It was the Monica Lewinsky scandal. So are you telling me that the Monica Lewinsky scandal with Bill Clinton caused the tech bubble burst? That's what he's suggesting. Because he's not mentioning the tech bubble bursting. He's mentioning the Monica Lewinsky scandal. That's why it went down. So again, we have an event that has nothing to do with any of this crap. We need to unload these huge bubbles that we've created artificially. And all of us, the elite, let's say, have gotten out at the top. And now the sheeple are still in stampede mode while we stopped and took a right turn. The buffalo, sheeple, if you will. It's a new hybrid, but the buffalo sheep. They kept stampeding on by. I got to get in this market. I got to get into this market. I've got to. While the elite took a right turn. No one saw them. And that right turn is them getting out of the market like they did then. And what great news. We've got another potential presidential scandal. It's being referred to as Watergate, and oh my God. And if the market goes out, again, we have to blame it on somebody else. We get a cyber attack, blame it on the Ruskies, the North Koreans, the Assad, Iran, pick one. Cyber attack. Took the grid down. It was one of those guys. You can't take the grid down and say it was, because of a scandal in Trump. That doesn't make sense, does it? But if the market goes down, you could, of course, blame it on them too. But then again, if you don't even want to do that, just blame it on, again, well, we could say we did it like it was 1998-99 with the Monica Lewinsky scandal. We had the Trump scandal of 2017. And, as you see, they're trying to get rid of this man. They had a congressman stand up. First time I've ever seen his ugly face. We need to have a hearing to impeach the President Trump on, on what? On hearsay. We have no proof. We've done no questioning of anybody. And this idiot, of course a Democrat, by the way, I'm just going to throw that out there. This idiot, Democrat congressman, comes out. We need to have hearings to impeach Trump. On what? Hearsay from the mainstream fake news media? No one's even been... You don't have anything official. There's no official statements even. Only official, or even close to official statement, is them saying we don't really have anything. So yeah, let's just impeach him off of us. Heard it from, REO Speedwagon syndrome. Heard it from a friend who... Heard it from a friend who... Heard it from a Rusky, you've been messing around. You like the Rusky. You like the Rusky part of it in there. I know. I had to. But anyways, man, let's keep going. The Dow Jones Industrial Average ended about 370 points lower, with Goldman Sachs contributing the most losses. Ask me if that hurts my feelings. Actually, I feel kind of good about it. To be honest with you, if Goldman Sachs lost, I feel kind of great. The S&P 500 dropped 1.8%, with financials tumbling 3.1% to lead decliners. Financials posted their worst day since June 24th, were pulled down by banks, with the SPDR S&P Bank ETF, KBE, falling almost 4%. The NASDAQ Composite lagged, shedding 2.6%, and posted its worst session since June 24. I guess that would be last year, June 24, if I had to guess. The major indexes also gave up their gains for the month. The Dow and S&P also recorded their worst day since September of last year. So, okay. So let's blame the market going down finally on President Trump news. Bad retail news, market rallies. Horrible auto industry news, markets rally. Massive glut of housing, condos on the market. Can't sell them. Building faster with still no buyers. Selling them for a loss. Markets rally. Hearsay. No evidence whatsoever about Trump. Market crashes. Oh boy. Market does not like that one. Well, may I suggest feeding the market some different food? Is it an upset stomach? Does the market have an upset stomach? Feed a little colloidal silver. Water. It'll cure the bad tummy ache. It's a breathing animal. I mean, isn't the market Market did not like that. Oh, sorry, market. All-knowing, all-powerful market. So I got some stuff that I kind of, sort of. Let me turn that down. My neighbor David. Hey man, you wanna go get lunch tomorrow? Which, by the way, he just joined Coinbase and is fitting to make a purchase ASAP. He's gonna try to do it tonight, actually. But we got a little company function tomorrow for lunch. I can't do it, but I don't have time to be typing to him right now while I'm in the middle of a video talking to my peoples. So anyway, I want to just show you some of these screenshots of how the markets around the globe did today. So we've got the European indexes, blood red. Asian indexes, blood red, minus Mumbai Sensex. That one somehow is up. I don't know what the hell happened over there. Couple headlines, top stories. As soon as I Googled some of the top stories, Wall Street tumbles as investors flee latest Trump crisis. Oh, so MSNBC says it. Reuters says it. And who's part owner of Reuters again? Or is it AP or both? Rothschild family. Huh. Can't remember. Are they Reuters or AP, Associated Press? Part owners, one or the other. Business Insider. Stock losses deepen. S&P 500 falls most in 8 months. Banca Monte di Paschi di Siena. You know, that Italian bank I keep talking to you about. Down 7.48%. Ooh, that hurts. Look at the 52-week range on that stinking pile of throw-up. It was up to $129, or euros in this case. $129. Down to $14.71 as the low. Of course, $15.08 currently. And wherever it was at, it was clearly higher than that because it was down now 7.5%. One of my other favorite banks to talk about, Deutsche Bank. And I pulled 2 charts I wanted to show you. This is a 5-year on the left and a maximum on the right, which goes back to 2002-ish. Actually, a little bit prior, like just barely into 2001. So, 1864 is their current stock price, and down 3.27%. So, I put these little arrows here because I wanted to make it stand out. Look at 2007 and 8. Right here's 2007, but the crash of 08 happened, you know, that's 08. This would be 2009. So you're talking the crash started up here. It was already going down from 2007 to 2008. It was already going down, right? So the writing was already on the wall. And then, boom, it happens, 2008, 9, and it comes way down. But all the way at the bottom down here is where my mouse was hovered when I took this screenshot. So this was around 2009, it looks like, right? January 23rd, 2009 was the lowest. It was $22.18. In the midst of the collapse. That was this. This was the result. Bank stocks down, car stocks, every stock down, 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 down. Big time, right? What is the price today? And we're not even in a crisis, right? There's no crashing. There's no market crash. $18.64. Well, that's funny. That's quite a number. That's quite a few percentage points, if you will, lower than $22. $18, $4 difference. And as you can see, 63 cents equates to 3%. A little over 3%. So how big is a $4 move? Ooh. How much? Painful. That's how much. But nonetheless, it is below the worst time in the history of that bank. 2008, 2009, which is what all the banks could say, right? So could the stock markets. So I thought that was just very interesting. We're not even in a crash yet. We're not even in a crash yet, right? There's no markets are good, or are they? May 11th, Sandy Judea. Maybe there's something to what he said after all. S&P 500 down 1.81. Dow Jones again 370, 371. Goldman Sachs, another turd in the punch bowl. And I went back to the maximum. And I was looking at some of the prices down here, you know, 40, 50, or 50, 60, 125 over here, way 2001, 2002. So 2008, right before the crash, right? It was up to about 225. And then we had the crash, boom, big time down. It looks like it was just above $50. Again, bail out, bail out, bail out, back up again. Almost near 200. It's probably about 180 or so. Up, down, up, down. From 11 to 12, not looking real good. Then on 13, 14, 15, rise, baby, rise. Up 15 down to 16, not looking good. Then we have the, what they call the Trump, Trump train or whatever. He gets elected. Oh my gosh, what the hell happened? Goes to a moonshot higher, 250 points. Again, whose cabinet did Trump get filled with? Goldman Sachs. Funny how Goldman Sachs does a moonshot straight up. But as you can see at the end of this, as we're into 2017, not looking good. That was 250 over here. It's down to 213, down $11 at 5.27% down. Bank stocks, not looking good. Another one of my favorite banks. JP Morgan Chase, down 3.81%. Now, I didn't zoom in on this. I only have a one-day view. Again, another turd in a punch bowl. That would be Wells Fargo, the fraudster, creating 3 million people. That was originally 2. Now it's 3.5 million. Fraudulently created accounts, charged these people late fees and stuff on accounts they never created, but the employees actually created. Talk about fraud, criminal, like you should be in federal prison. I haven't heard anybody going to jail yet, to be honest with you. Incredible. Talk about fraud of epic proportions. Down almost 2%. And that ain't enough. They need to be absolutely slaughtered, in my opinion. Another one of my favorite banks, Bank of America, 6%. Oh, not looking good. So I just wanted to share a few of those screenshots. I find it fascinating. Fascinating. Sandy Judea, around May 11th. It's a time frame we're going to really want to look at to see if we're going to have some market problems. That's going to tell me which way this is going to go. We're going to look to go up more before it hits that little peak. His peak of 21,800 Dow was what he was thinking it could peak to and then crash. But if it doesn't go to that, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's still going to happen. It just might change the timing a little bit. And not only that, it could crash down to 14,800 quickly, whether it hit the 21,800 or whatever. If it did or didn't, I forgot what he said. One or the other would go down to potentially 14,000. Based on his cycles and charts, and he's got this 83-year cycle with this other cycle and this cycle, and they all conjunct like this year, next year, kind of like now, basically. And which he says is setting itself up for an epic fail, is what he said. So again, I find this fascinating that he said that. In 6 days from the time he said, we have, as they're saying, the worst day since last year, the one worst day last year. So talk about a sign. And remember what he said, was it 2015 or 2016, when this big 1,000-point drop. He called that one 18 days in advance. So I think the writing's on the wall, friends. I believe the writing is on the wall. Yes, it could be pushed out a bit till maybe September. Again, we keep seeing that September 23rd date time frame, somewhere around there. And like I said, I do think this could be the year for sure. I really think so. Where it all just goes to hell in the handbasket and people flood precious metals markets and cryptocurrencies and push them to insanely new highs. Bubble or not bubble. Take advantage and make some money on it. Whether you believe in it, don't believe in it, there's no fundamentals behind this. I don't care. If it's going up, and it is, get in on it, make some money, and get out. Talking about cryptocurrencies. Silver and gold, I'm not trying to tell you to get in and get out. That's a buy and hold situation there with precious metals. And keep buying and hold more. And keep buying and hold more. And then one day, oh my God, all hell broke loose. Now let me sell it all, or half of it, or a good portion of it, or whatever you feel comfortable at the time. Again, my strategy is that this just works out, and somehow the stars align in JSNP4 in this fan's favor, and we get to go sell some metals, some bitcoins, and whatever, one or the other, or both, and say, I just bought a dream house. I just bought a freaking dream house at a fire sale from a distressed bank. Let me give you a tour of my house. Bring the camera around. Got my nice pool, jacuzzi in the back. It's on 1.5 acres, 2 acres, whatever it is, It's this big, got 3-car garage. Like MTV Cribs. This is called Silver Stacker and Cryptocurrency Stacker cribs. And we all go around. I'll bring the camera. I'll be my own little camera crew. I'll come to your house, and we'll give us our name, whatever, first name. You don't have to give us your full name. You can show us your nice, not your nice car, but your nice house. So you just bought. Oh yeah, I got that. I had some Bitcoin. I had some Ripple, and I had some Ethereum. I also stacked silver for about 5 years. So yeah, I unloaded some of that stuff. Got the house. Let me take upstairs to my, suite. Not MTV Cribs, Silver Stacker, and Crypto Stacker Cribs. Brought to you by Jason 4. That would be freaking hilarious and awesome at the same time. Take care.